Okay. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Oh, wait. Okay. Pretty good. Catherine being closely observed by Lulu. In case I happen to find some Catherine. I won't use the TREATS word out loud in case they hear it. How am I? I'm good. I have some. Hello, everybody. I have some words to report. So I think I've just made it to. With what I've added, my grand total is now at 5. Well, I'd have to do it backwards. 5,561. So anyway, all right. So I've got my trusty pen. So yeah, let me mark down what you guys have got, because you have been working so hard. Okay, hang on just a second. Cats must be fed at all times. Yes. Catherine got 400 words the other day. Okay. 400. I will put you down for 400. Fantastic. 400 more than you had. Okay. Hello. Deb. Hey, Deb. Hi, Sebastian, and all you wonderful writers. A whopping 692. 692. Is that for yesterday, or is that for today? Okay, Deb. Oh, here we go. 5th. 692. Excellent. You got 692 words. That is good. Catherine, I'm glad I fooled you. What do you mean you fooled me? You didn't get 400 words? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Yesterday. Okay, so I'll put you down on the 4th. All right. Awesome. That puts you over 1,000. Deb, that puts you over 1,000 total. So, Aletha, our champion here. Amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4 so far today. I love that. 1, 2, 3, 4. But let's see. For today, your total, you've made it so far today to 9,404, because you rock. That's just how it is. Just face it. You're great. You're awesome. Just face it. Just how it is. 9,404 words. Wow. You said you're working hard. Well, at least you're trying. You keep showing up. You're making some progress. You're trying. This is all we can do. Just keep trying. So, all right. Is that everybody? Everybody so far today? I noticed the view count's going down, which makes me think that we've lost some people, but that's okay. Aletha, thanks. It is truly because I feel like I have accountability here. Me too. Catherine, I'm trying to research everything I put in my book. The old research thing. Well, research is necessary, but I wasted way too much time researching stuff, it turns out. That's just me. I write fiction. Your mileage may vary, and likely will. Catherine, so every now and then I find a new fact and have to go back and add it to the manuscript. Yeah. Did I mention that Everton fans were obsessed? I think you actually had mentioned it to me personally. I don't know if you'd mentioned it to the group though. But I know more about the story because we've talked about the family story. So, which is wild. It's a wild story. Very interesting to write about. So. Okay. Allison, hello. I was watching you on your other channel and lost track of time. I'm not exactly going to hold that against you. No, thank you for that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Have you been able to get any of your any writing done that you'd like to share a number with the others, or you just plugging along, fighting a good fight? So I'm just waiting to hear from anybody else. Anybody else? Oh, Catherine has a big question for me. What can I do for you, Catherine? I'll wait. I'm going to my writing for today. The writing lesson for today, I'm going to talk about teapots and teacups. Anyway, what do I want for my birthday apart from votes? Nothing. Your friendship. That's pretty much it. Sorry, but thank you for asking. Appreciate it. Allison, I joined a writing sprint last night, but was so tired I only got 197 words. But Allison, you got 197 words. Okay, so I put you down here for 197 words last night, which is great. So that will put you in the, I'll have to do the math, but it would put you in the 2,600 word range, something like that, which is more than you had. So well done. Well done. Catherine, I just discovered I live near a factory that makes vegan Tim Tams. I'm not sure if you've ever had a Tim Tam. I had a friend who actually lives in Chicago. She's from New Zealand. They had something, but I don't remember. Katie, hey, 1,543 for me for today. Awesome. Ollie, awesome. Okay, 5 on the 5th. KD. Okay, 1, 5, 4, 3. 1, 5, 4, 3. Excellent. Excellent, Katie. To everybody who's writing. Excellent. Okay. Rebecca, happy birthday Eve. Well, thank you, Rebecca. Appreciate that. Todd on the other channel made my day by, he left a comment and said, well, happy 30th birthday. It was like, aw, you gave me a present just by saying I was 30. You're only 19 years off. Anyway. Deb, eating dinner at the same time, so not too responsive. Do appreciate the good stuff from all of you. Well, thank you. And thank you for joining in. And thank you for writing. Katie, lots of research on Wounded Knee Massacre. Oh, ow. Oh, ow. Man. Catherine, your arm, he got it wrong. Should be happy 21st. Oh, thank you. Thank you. George H. was in office when I turned 21. Oh, no. Yeah. No. When did Clinton come in? I can't remember now. Anyway, Thank you, Allison. Hello, Kat. Oh, it's for a dream sequence. Ooh. Reagan was in office when I turned 21, says Katie. 1994? Yeah, then it must have been at WH. We have I have an Australian answering. What country? When one of my my presidents came into office, I have an Australian who has the answer. Thank you. Oh, yoy. But 88, or was it 92? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was 1990. No, it'd be 1992 is when I turned 21. Yeah, because I was born in 71. Okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, Rebecca, yay to everybody else who has written, outlined, or thought about your story. I've written about 150 words so far today. We'll be writing more this evening. Excellent. Excellent. Rebecca, here we go. So where was Rebecca? 150 so far today. Very cool. Very cool. I've got you down for like 330. No, plus 500. So 830. Do you happen to have a total? I just want to make sure I'm not. And I probably should just go check your NaNoWriMo sites. Oh, I love Aussies too. Love it. But yeah. I just haven't. I haven't. Okay. Kate. Yes. Oh, Cat Shepherd has 121 words to report today. Yay! Cat Shepherd. 121. Okay. So, like 462 or something like that is what I have you down for so far. Your total working out like 462, something like that. Catherine, I'm just weird. I love the band U2, and they were talking about Bill Clinton on their 92-93 tour. Okay. Kat, I voted against Reagan in my first election. Okay. Rebecca, I rushed home from walking my grand dogs so I could get some words on the page before this meeting. 850 is right. Okay, but that's great. That is great. You're going for the dream, typing it in, adding the words. Yes. Oh, you guys are great. You guys are great. All right. Well, let me Lynette, it doesn't usually get here till 4:30, but I will tell you my short little lesson for today. Basically, when I was in that writing group, so I've got to do something with my hair here. When I was in that writing group, I guess I told you about, the one that met every Saturday morning and for a year and a half, and all the things I learned. Some of the grammar stuff, people would kind of turn to me for, because they knew I was sort of a stickler at times. But people who got the most upset at the writing group usually got mad at me, and it wasn't, and I don't think it was my personality. It wasn't necessarily fairly mad at me. Even like the regulars agreed that it wasn't really fair to take it out on me. But if what I'm about to tell you upsets you, I do apologize, but I don't mean it. And I think you should do what you want to do. You should absolutely write the way you want to write and what have you. The people who came to the writing group so many of them talked about they didn't want to just write something for the sake of writing it. They wanted to um, they wanted to be published. They wanted commercial success. And but whenever I would start talking to them about, oh, okay, then you use there's a kind of basic structure you use for commercial fiction, and if you'd like to do that, then this would have to be moved here and maybe shorten that and lengthen this. I'm that's all formulaic. It's like, well, there's a happy medium between free form and paint by numbers. There's a range in there, and but people who are looking for commercial fiction or fiction that catches or fiction in general that catches on with the widest group of people, it usually it's you're being creative within a framework, basically. And if whether that's your 3-act structure, or I split the 2 in half, so 4-act structure or 8 sections, or however, where you get this kind of thing happens here, this kind of here, this turning point, this using all of that. If you want to call that a formula, you can, but readers are expecting the framework, and when they go to buy a book, quite often they're looking for genre fiction because they want to feel a particular bucket of emotions. Well, let's just say that some of the people that came to the writing group did not want to hear that. Katie, like writing scripts for Hollywood, it's a very rigid formula. That, yeah, I mean, you can go that, you can, yeah. But even novels, people expect a certain, if you go through successful novels, you will, in general successful commercial novels, you could even go in and put in Post-it notes and be like, this is the end of Act 1. This is your midpoint. There's your going into Act 3, where this is where they meet the mentor, or this is when, whether using mythic structure or whatever they're using. For most of them, it's just kind of there. Like writing another language, similar to computer programming with emotions. There, I understand. And it doesn't mean that it has to be as rigid as writing a screenplay, where you've only got 120 pages and it has to be very, very tight. Novels can spread, and we all love the occasional doorstop novel. I'm more talking about the framework, the basic framework, and the idea that I'm actually, maybe I shouldn't have talked about this, because I'm like, I find myself kind of glancing at the edits like, oh boy, people get mad at me, because the way I look at it and the way I look at writing is that if you can just go write, and you can write whatever you want, of course, do your thing, be you, express yourself. That's the most important thing. If you want to have commercial success with a novel, I think it's the difference between, it's like as novelists, we're potters. It's like we do a type of pottery. And in this kind of pottery, you can do free form pottery, beautiful stuff out there like that. But we're creating a commodity that is sold. And I find it helps to think of it more as, we make teapots. And the thing is that you can make all different kinds of tea. You can make big, elaborate, amazing decorative teapots. You can make the most gorgeous Zen styled, ultimate in Japanese aesthetic, perfect teapot. You can make the sturdy, round, bulldog English teapot. You can make all these different kinds. You have these options. But we make a commodity. Unless you just don't want to be published, we make a commodity. And so I find that it can be helpful. Maybe it's just my son I've got a 6th house son, so maybe it's the craftsman thing of where my in astrology, where my son is sitting. But we are craftspeople, and we are making a commodity. So just kind of doing whatever you want, it has its place. It absolutely does. But doing freeform pottery and then expecting it to have this success of a decorative multi-layer, those wild teapots that look like typewriters or Victorian tables, or if that's what you're if this is the kind of success you want, but you want to make freeform pottery, there's a chance it'll work, but the likelihood of that selling goes down significantly. And you can actually if you want what you are expressing to reach a wider audience, it can help to keep in mind or use more of the framework, because how you fill that framework is kind of the whole thing. That's where we are being creative within a framework. So, boy, people did not want to hear that. Man, a number of people who literally were raising their voice. It took place, 2007, 2008. We met every Saturday morning in a Borders coffee shop, if you remember Borders. And the people, the new people who would get so upset with me for saying that no, it's not good unless it just springs from the depths, and it's like, you need to tap. Being a novelist, you need to bring your A game, and you are going to tap every bit of expression and creativity that you've got if you're going to make it work. But you're being creative within a framework. Anyway, Catherine Yarm, sigh. I'm sorry, am I frustrating you? I'm sorry. I don't mean to frustrate anybody. So, anyway, that was it. Katie, I did a search on Google the other day for diamond painting and found an artist that paints with real diamond dust in her paint. Yeah. Catherine, how could anyone get upset with you? People have to learn to have a civil discussion. Well, thank you. Aletha, your rough draft can spring from the depths, but your edits and revisions better be governed by logic. Thank you. No, there are some people, they do not want to hear that we are, that writing a novel is, it surprised me, the number of people who do not want to hear anything but the idea that I write whatever I want to. And I don't need to study anything, and I don't need to, it's just, I'm creating this thing and the world's going to love it. It's like, well, that's possible. Just learning any craft it makes it more accessible to people. That's, anyway, so that was that. So the teapots, so that's what I think of quite often. And I do try to share it with some writers. Deb, I would like to know more about the different pottery genres. Katie, I'm looking forward to the hard edits. There you go. There you go. Well, the different genres. Well, it basically, it's kind of one of the problems I'm running into. It bugs me to no end that it bugs me to no end that I as a writer, I have these different ideas where basically I'm putting emotions into these different emotional buckets. For this one, I'm venting certain emotions with like Ghost World. But when I'm doing the more humorous mystery, cozy mystery, that's a different set of emotions. And or there's a young adult thing I'd like to. Thank you. There are all these different things, and even though there's a certain style that I think goes across all of my writing, and there's always some kind of fantastic element, because that's just how I write. I've my favorite thing about writing, my favorite thing about books is that anything can happen, and I personally get a little frustrated when I get through a whole book and it hasn't, it's had the emotion, but it hasn't done something extraordinary, because anything's possible. So that's just me. That's entirely me. But in doing this, I'm supposed to use pseudonyms for these different genres so people don't get confused. And it's like, why can't I just have, like, I don't know, color code it? I'll put like I'll like put on the covers, like top corner, I'll put different colors for the different genres or whatever. But it's like, no, you'll confuse people. So I can't use my own name if I want to write this humorous mystery and I want to write, Ghost World. I have to use different names or different variations of my names. And then what if I want to write something else? So I get frustrated with that. I think it's just the way it is, because that's what genres are. Genres are, the reader wants to experience certain kinds of emotions. With a Western, they want a simplicity and nostalgia for a past that probably didn't really exist, not really, but they want that nostalgia, that simplicity, those very clear cut lines about, the different kinds of people. And then cozy mysteries, they want all the mystery with none of the gore, none of the language, none of the gore, none of the, or someone who wants a certain, just look at romance. I mean, it is broken down into sub genres, and they are so specific. Some of them even have like letters. They're just known by letters, and it's because readers want they want to feel a specific kind of emotion, whether it's they want romance, but they also want to feel, pride in their body, or they are polyamorous, or they are into certain fetishes or whatever. But they're these sub and sub genres. So that's really what a genre is a bucket of emotions, is what it is. And if that's what people are looking for, they want to feel. The readers, they're looking for a specific type of experience, and that's why some of the stuff that is just repetitive or mundane, or rather, it's like I've read a lot of Lee Child. I've read a lot of Jack Reacher, Do I think they are the greatest books ever written? No. Has it some great moments? Yes. But when I'm really stressed, I know that if I go and I pick up a Jack Reacher book, um, I'm going to get a particular kind of adventure. I'm going to be able to, things are going to happen. They're going to happen quickly. They're going to keep moving. Um, it's probably going to be interesting. He's going to be fine at the end. And, um, there's going to be a happy ending, and I'm not going to have to uh, engage my deepest emotions that much. And there is one heck of a market for that. But there are other times I want a completely different experience. So anyway, let me look at your comments here. Lord of the Rings would not be published now, not without significant edits. Yeah. Can we talk about oh, who was the Green Man? Tom, the guy with Tom in his name who sang all the time. I skip it. I just skip it in the book itself. Even when I reread it, it's like Tom Bombadil. That was it. Tom Bombadil. Ugh. And okay, so novels are always so much fun, says Katie. Aletha, I have a 6th house sun in Cancer and Mercury. So you can feel that pull, that background flavor of the crafts person just going, you could make it better. You could learn this craft better. You could make it better. This could be better. How could you make it better? Just perfectionism, pushing, bugging you. So, okay. And Aletha, this makes me think of the Twilight novels, which could have used some education in editing and structure. Mm-hmm. Yep. Allison, thanks for giving us the truth about teapots. Yeah, right now my teapot looks like a half-complete Escher drawing. Yeah, but Escher was great. And when his drawings were half done, I bet he was pulling his hair out. Oh, thank you, Deb. Okay. Rebecca. I've learned each genre has its own structure. Romance is a tad different from mystery, and these are a bit different from horror. True. But they all require good, imperfect characters, interesting plots, good pacing and tension. I know there are more things to add to a story, but those are the ones I try to get right. Excellent. Catherine, has anyone heard of the Australian writer Tim Winton? He doesn't use punctuation for writing dialogue. Oh, drives me bananas. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The last thing I read like that was just driving me nuts. Cormac McCarthy wrote The Road, and I read long before they made a movie. I read the novel, and it was a gripping novel, but he didn't use any quotation marks around his dialogue. Ever. Why? I'm trying to get immersed in a story. Why pull me out of it every time there's dialogue? It's like, oh yeah, it's dialogue. Why? Anyway, your prose needs to flow. Yes, Katie. Deb, great take on genre emotions. I hadn't considered it that way before. Oh, well, I hope I was able to help in some small way. Aletha, Catherine. Okay. Okay, you guys talk about art. Love any kind of talk about art. I agree. Um, Oh yeah, Tom Bombadil. Ugh. Ugh. Allison, Anne Rampling has a set formula for her books. You pretty much know what you get. Yeah, yeah. But some people, they make a fortune just figuring out something that works for them that they can write variations of for long periods of time, and they go from there. So, um, yeah, I skipped Tom too. I'm glad it's not just me, Catherine. That was painful, painful. Um, Cat. I remember Lord of the Ring purists swearing they'd never see the movies because I left out Tom Bombadil. Ay, ay, ay. Katie, 50 Shades of Grey was written by a network executive and it showed terrible writing. Yeah, she wrote it on her Blackberry. She wrote most of it on her Blackberry. Katie, I read it to see what the big deal was about. Hard to read, not because of the subject matter. I'll be perfectly honest. I got a third of the way through. This makes it sound like I'm a completely different person than I am. But I got a third of the way through that book. I put it down. I couldn't pick it up again. I was bored. Which, yeah, I've got so much excitement going on in my life. And yeah, considering I don't even have a boyfriend right now. But yeah, so exciting. No, the writing itself was boring. Catherine, I managed somehow to avoid both Twilight series and 50 Shades of Grey. There we go. Hey, Lynette, there you are. There she is. I was waiting for you. Told my little tale, and so you can watch it on replay. But I'm glad we got to see you. Rebecca, I was bored with it too. Read the first third and skimmed the rest. Never touched the other two. It was boring. It was boring. So yeah. But I will say, one of the things I was going to talk about at some point this month is something really important about the way the brain processes information and how we think in stories and what have you, because an author named Lisa Cron and the agent Donald Mass, they sat down and they wrote a couple of articles, which I was going to tell you guys about. Well, I'm going to tell you about maybe tomorrow, soon. But they basically explain why it was readable for so many people. The things that she was in, that Kate, whatever her name was, Lang or James E.L. James, that was it. What she was doing instinctively, almost basically by accident, the things she was doing by accident that actually made it readable for so many people. And so I'll talk about that. It's interesting. It's really interesting, especially the Lisa Cron stuff, because she wrote a book, a do not miss book called Wired for Story. I don't know if you guys read that, but it is phenomenal. It's about brain science and how the brain processes and how we think in stories, and we've evolved to think in stories because we live in such complex social structures. So anyway, okay, let me see here. Yeah, Twilight fan fiction. Yep. Floggers hanging on my wall. Yeah, this is pretty much it's pretty much all I got on my walls. got a very pretty painting of Chicago. Yeah. That's about it. Rampling also wrote under another name for more erotic novels. True. Dan Savage. I don't know Dan Savage. For a second there, I thought you said Doc Savage, and I was like, the pulp? Really? But anyway. Deb, I have to write on my phone because I need to solve a laptop problem. Maybe I would have more words. Well, how do I put this? I know I haven't read your stuff yet, but I could just about guarantee, without even having read your stuff yet, that your writing on your phone is a tool that you use because to solve a problem and to express yourself, whereas for that particular other author, it seems like it was just more I don't want to use that word. Half, like, you know, she was writing Master of the Universe, and so she was on her BlackBerry writing this Twilight fan fiction whenever there wasn't. It's why it's so badly. It's not plotted. There's no plot. There's no plot. There's no payoff. There's no plot. Not so we won't discuss it. Oh, sorry. Was that? I don't know what that was. If anyone who follows me on Twitter has seen my exchange with my apartment people, it's been so stupid. Oh, so we won't discuss it. I'm sorry. I haven't seen that. PD James, that was it. Yeah, it was. It's like, is it in the second book where Gray, whatever his name is, his helicopter goes down, and it's like it's on the news, and she's like, and their friends are like, and just like, and then he walks through the door, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" That was it. That's it. It's like there's no build up. If it's a shock, great, it's a shock. But then he's right there and he's fine. No. Anyway. It sounds really interesting. Twilight is drawn out Wuthering Heights with vampires and werewolves. Please, writing gods, do not strike me down. I loved Jane Eyre. Wuthering Heights I want to love, but they're all rotten human beings. And I don't get it. I didn't get it. I like Jane Eyre. That's more my type of thing. Yeah, so I wasn't fond of either. I'll be quiet now. Clive Barker. Dan Savage started as a gay relationship advice columnist. Fantastic writer, talks about sexuality. Excellent. Has a podcast, Savage Love. Excellent. Based in Seattle. Excellent. Oh, Cat Shepard. My last boyfriend literally wrote the book on polyamory. Well, as long as you were okay with that. Now, if he wrote the book on polyamory and like you didn't know that would be oh nay. But if it's cool, you know, if that's your, I'm going to shut up now. I'm behind you guys. I just want you to know that's really what it comes down to. I am behind you. What, you know, Whatever you need. Whatever you need. KD, the last one was all a repeat of the first 50 Shades from his point of view. Wow. Oh, don't you mean the Twilight? The Midnight Sun or something, or something. Classics. The White House is actually a Gothic novel and cautionary tale. WH, do you mean the White House? Yeah. I preferred Austen's Northanger Abbey to the Brontes. I understand, Alita. I like in Jane Eyre, I liked the emotion, all that emotion, that type of Sturm and Drang. And I love, I have a whole collection of Gothic novels. Paperback. I've got an entire box sitting right up there of those old paperbacks of those Gothic novels from the 60s and 70s, just right up there. So Austen was always a little, I don't know, it was always seemed a little cool to me, but I totally appreciate it. Absolutely okay with it. We had our own coven. Whatever works for you, I am behind you. Agree on Wuthering Heights. I love Downton Abbey kind of reader. Great. A friend of mine, Rebecca, is saying Joanna Campbell Slant wrote a couple of books having Jane Eyre as a sleuth. The first one received a Daphne du Maurier Award. Excellent. Oh, Katie Moonchild, it was called Grey. Are you serious? I thought only Twilight Lady did that. Really? Thank you. Well, thank you, Katie. I didn't know that. So I guess they both did it, both Twilight Lady and Stephanie Meyer and E.L. James, or whatever her real name is. Man. Ick. Allison, I love and have borrowed. Oh, nay. I've borrowed it. It was not originally mine. I've watched a lot of, what is her name? Bailey Sarian on YouTube. She's as she's doing her makeup for the day, or as she's doing her makeup, she tells you the story of serial killers or murders or what have you. But it's like a friend telling you the story about this person who was doing this and then this happened, and there are two expressions she uses on there, and one of them is it was suspicious, and that was suspicious. So suspicious is one of them, but the other one is oh nay. And so I loved it. I totally stole that. That needs to spread, and it's useful because oh nay, because it's not as harsh as saying no. You know what I mean? Anyway, did anyone read Jasper Ford's The Air Affair? I started to. I don't know why I never got into it. I should try again. People rave about that series. Whole series is funny and awesome. Then I will try again. Because you have recommended it. Catherine, does anyone follow Zach Pinsent on social media? English guy, and they wear 17th century clothing. Looks like a hero from Jane Austen. No, I haven't seen that. All right. Well, anyway, does everybody given me their numbers? Is that what's her channel? It's actually Bailey Sarian. Bailey, Bailey, Sarian. Yeah, or if you type in, because she puts out a new one almost every Monday. So it's Makeup Murder Mystery Mondays. Or if you just put in Makeup Murder Monday, I'm sure it'll come up. She has like 3.5 million views on a lot of her videos. Very popular. But yeah, that's the other thing I've when I eat dinner, I will usually, sometimes I'll watch Gray Still Plays. It can be a little tedious, like some repetitious rather. But I've been watching more Bailey Sarian, which is completely different but fascinating. So anyway, Lynette. Oh, so you like Phyllis Whitney, Mary Stuart, Victoria Holly? Yes, those are good. Yeah, there's a whole. And you should see I've got a Pinterest board the size of Montana of Gothic novel covers too. So anyway, all right. Well, that's going to do it. It's almost 5 o'clock. So that's going to do it for me for today. But we'll all be back tomorrow. Yes. Having corralled the letters into words, perhaps. I know I'm going to try. I'm going to try it. But got to do something while just like the news is, they're talking about a lot of the same things on the news. But anyway. Oh, happy bonfire night, everyone. Oh, I forgot, Catherine Yoram. Remember the 5th of November. Gunpowder, treason, and plot, something like that. It's been a long time. But anyway. All right. Well, so we'll meet back up here tomorrow, I hope. Back to Pinterest and Wounded Knee images. Oh, man, that's brutal. That's brutal, but you are fighting the good fight, and I'm totally behind that. All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you. All right. And I'll see you tomorrow.